You will hear a number. You must form groups of that size. Go into the room and close the door within 30 seconds.
Hello there. Today we will be judging how the Bfdi cast would do in the Squid Game Mingle, no, not red light green light, or the pentathlon, just Mingle. In case you are unfamiliar with the rules, quickly go back to the intro. However, Mingle is a social game and some characters may do really well but some may struggle. Before we start, let's get some things out of the way. Firstly, despite most of the choices made here are based on previous connections we have seen in the show, I will also take into consideration how chaotic the room would be, meaning the most rational choice won't always be made. Secondly, I will only be including the original 64, meaning no price tag or winner. Thirdly, I will be matching the number of rooms to the number of players. Since in the original there was 1 room per 5.1 players, there will be only 13 rooms here. And finally, I will be using the same numbers as the show, those being 10, 4, 3, 6, and 2. Now that's done, let's get into round 1. Almost immediately, the first two groups to start forming are the teammates and Death Pact again, and despite trying to get them to join their group, Bfdi and Pin wanted to stick with their friends. Despite nearly being destroyed, the first 5 members of Free Smart team up and after some arguing let pencil in. Another alliance that forms is the newbie alliance, however Teardrop also brings Bfdi along in order to keep her in. This then becomes the first full room as Blocky, Woody and Tucko stick together with Pen and Eraser. Teardrop and Eraser connection leads to the two groups merging, with Flower joining her fellow post-split finalist. A few other teams stick together in smaller groups such as Just Not, the S, Are You OK and the strongest team on Earth plus Stapy. Running out of time, Nickel sees Tennis Balls group and merges their group, filling up room 2. The Exiters, being mostly filled with outcasts, decide to group up and in total they manage to get 8, meaning they need 2 more. Seeing rooms start to close, Fiery and Leafy join the teammates and Bfdi manages to snatch Spongy, allowing them to be room 3. Without enough people or time, Death Pact decide to do something smart as they split up, with 5 of them going to the S, making them enough to fill room 4. Meanwhile, Black Hole joins the Exiters and then they get Balloony, who didn't have anybody at the time, making them room 5. Marker goes to the strongest team on Earth. Pencil sees this and knows there's no hope, so with seconds left on the timer she grabs Match and pushes everyone into the room, making 60 safe and leaving 4 people to be eliminated. And those 4 are unfortunately the Free Smart members, who I expected to make it further. A few groups were already 4 before merging with others, making it easy to split off. Pin, Coiny and Needle quickly split off and Pin brings Bfdi with her, and as for Just Not, they all ditch Pillow straight away. Death Pact again splits up again, with Fanny, Lightning, Tree and Marker filling up 1 room. And Remote, Pie and Black Hole search for a 4th person. With Block's group having 5 Pen volunteers to stay, thinking he can go to Death Pact, but sees they snatched Bottle, meaning the other S members are safe. Golf Ball wants to take Puffball and TV, but Fry says he sticks with Puffball. With no other options, TV is left behind. Realizing 2 groups won't have a room, the Exiters start panicking. Lie grabs Loser, Bracelety and Balloony running to a room. David grabs Roboty and Dora grabs Fiery Jr., but they roll 8 ball to Foldy, Stapy and Bell, allowing them to be safe as well. Leaving only 1 room and 12 people. Donut, Bfdi and Saw stick together as the rest of their team leave them. They also take Spongy and start running for the last room. Seeing only 1 room left, Pillow grabs a few people who got left behind and attacks Sponge's group because they were the closest. She manages to make Spongy fall on everyone, and her along with TV, Pen and Flower steal the final room. Pillow steals the final room, which eliminates them along with Fiery, Leafy, Pencil and Match. Despite the reluctance, Pin, Coiny and Needle leave and abandon Bfdi. Block's group of 5 are trying to think of how to split. Meanwhile, the newbie alliance are arguing about who to leave behind. Eraser grabs Pen and offers to take Bfdi for the newbie alliance, allowing all 3 trios to safely enter a room. Being a group of 7, Black Hole offers to stay behind while the others split into 2 groups of 3. Between Stapy, Bell, 8 Ball and Foldy, 3 of them instantly know who to abandon and run away. The S would have had to struggle splitting up, but because Black Hole stayed behind they pass with ease. Lie grabs Bracelety and Loser, being the closest to her, and runs for a room, leaving behind the others. In agreement, the other 3 members of Just Not abandon Nickel, despite him being the reason they survived earlier. Both the strongest team on Earth and the Are You OK groups end up becoming duos and grabbing 1 spare person each. Dora and Fiery Jr. go to retrieve 8 ball, meanwhile David, Roboty and Balloony group up. With everyone else being in a group, Flower is guaranteed to be eliminated, however with 2 rooms left the others have to fight for it. The first group to fall is Balloony, David and Roboty, who are overall not very strong. Dora and Robot Flower both try to rush their trios to the room but crash into each other and get into a fight, and while this is happening Snowball's trio is able to sneak in. Pillows is too busy enjoying the chaos to notice Golf Ball and Tennis Ball dragging TV into the final room. And with that all the rooms are filled, meaning the following players are eliminated: Fiery Jr., 8-Ball, Dora, Flower, David, Roboty, Balloony, Basketball, Robot Flower, Gatey, Pillow, Puffball and Fries. Instead of cooperating to stay alive, the newbie Alliance and the other group split back off into their original teams. On the contrary, Death Pact continues to work together and becomes a group of 6. Meanwhile, Black Hole continues to be the extra member for the S, ensuring their safety as well. Despite the situation, Stapy and Foldy refuse to work with Lie. Loser tries to convince them, but he is pushed aside. Nickel tries to run back to Just Not, however, they reject him. Meanwhile, Snowball doesn't want to work with Golf Ball and Golf Ball doesn't want to work with Snowball. And while all these arguments are happening, Pin, Coiny and Needle agree to split across 2 uneven groups, leaving 2 rooms left. And seeing that nobody's gonna be safe, as it is Snowball and Golf Ball both just take charge and start shuffling everybody into groups. Meaning they have full power and are deciding who gets eliminated. After the shuffle, everybody is in a group except for Just Not, because Snowball felt a little bit of sympathy for Nickel, so he decided to give them what they deserve. Elimination. Goodbye to Bommy, Nickel and Naily. And of course this is the duo round, only 26 safe spots, meaning if you don't have a partner that you both agree on, then you'll be fighting for your life trying to get in a room. Luckily a lot of people have a partner, including Blocky, who grabs Woody, and Eraser, who grabs Pen. Lollipop immediately grabs Gelatin and runs for a room, same thing with Teardrop, who grabs Eggy. But unlike them, Coiny and Pin abandon Needle as they sprint for a room. Both the duos of Stapy and Foldy along with Snowball and Grassy grab each other and run as fast as they can to an open room. For the second time, Golf Ball and Tennis Ball abandon TV. Wow, this guy has every right to be a villain. Luckily for TV, Nickel is still there and snatches TV just in time. All of Death Pact know there's no reason to strategize, each of them just grabs the nearest person to them. Luckily it's a group of 6, so nobody is left behind. Trying to be helpful, Black Hole launches Rocky and Clock into a room, but without realizing it he sends them into Marker and Lightning's room, starting a fight. In the chaos, Loser and Bracelety sneak away from Lai and leave her to die. With no partner to save her, Tucko decides to run into Loser's and Bracelety's room and they start fighting, only to be joined by Lai once she realizes what's going on. Tucko throws Bracelety out of the room and nearly knocks Loser out, however before she can finish it she is stabbed by Lai, leaving only 2 in the room. After a short fight, Marker and Lightning overpower Clock and Rocky, knocking them out of the room for good. As a last-ditch effort to stay alive, Needle jumps into Pie and Remote's room and start fighting, however before either of them can defeat the other the timer runs out, eliminating all of them for having too many people. Overall this round brought us down to 24 contestants, eliminating Remote, Pie, Needle, Rocky, Clock, Tucko, Bracelety, Bottle, Black Hole, Cloudy, Yellowface, and Bell. And after all of that chaos, these are the survivors: Blocky, Woody, Eraser, Foldy, Pen, Lollipop, Coiny, Pin, Golf Ball, Eggy, Teardrop, Gelatin, Stapy, TV, Nickel, Tennis Ball, Grassy, Snowball, Fanny, Tree, Loser, Lai, Marker and finally Lightning. For anyone that is interested, here's what everybody would do in the vote. Thank you. If you are still watching, let me know in the comments if you want me to continue this with Lights Out and the Rebellion. Currently trying to hit 300 subscribers, so if you are still here just scroll down and subscribe. Okay, bye.